your laptop just became a supercomputer for AI. Most people think you need a beefy GPU rig or a cloud subscription to run large language models properly. But Apple silicon chips are quietly destroying that assumption, and the reason why comes down to something most tech channels completely gloss over. It all starts with unified memory architecture, and this is where Apple made a genuinely weird bet that paid off massively. Instead of having separate RAM pools for the CPU and GPU, everything shares one giant pool, which means your M-series chip never has to copy data back and forth across a slow bus just to run an inference. Here's the thing about traditional setups. When you run an LLM on a desktop with a discrete GPU, your model weights have to travel from system RAM into VRAM before anything happens, and that transfer is a bottleneck that eats milliseconds constantly, especially with bigger models that are constantly swapping chunks in and out of memory. Apple's memory bandwidth on the M3 Max hits around 400 gigabytes per second. For reference, a standard DDR5 desktop setup gets you maybe 50 to 70 gigabytes per second, and even a high-end NVIDIA RTX 4090 tops out around 1 terabyte per second, but costs 3 times more than the entire Mac. But here's where it gets wild. LLMs aren't actually compute-bound the way most people assume. They're memory bandwidth-bound, which completely changes which hardware wins the race. Because you're not doing a ton of math, you're just streaming billions of parameters through silicon as fast as physically possible. Think of it like this. It's not about how fast your chef can cook, it's about how fast the kitchen can move ingredients to the chef's hands. And Apple's unified memory is basically a kitchen where everything is already on the counter rather than stored in a warehouse 2 blocks away. Tools like LM Studio and Ollama have figured this out, and they're built to take full advantage of Metal, which is Apple's GPU framework, and when you run something like Llama 3 or Mistral locally through these apps, the chip is leveraging every piece of that memory bandwidth in a way that Windows setups on comparable price points genuinely cannot match. Real numbers: running a 7 billion parameter model on an M2 MacBook Air with 16 gigabytes of RAM gives you somewhere between 25 and 45 tokens per second, which is fast enough that it doesn't feel slow. It actually feels like a real conversation happening in real time without a spinning loader. Now compare that to trying to run the same model on a Windows laptop with integrated graphics and the same amount of RAM. You're looking at 3 to 8 tokens per second, sometimes worse, because the chip architecture just isn't optimized for this kind of sustained high-bandwidth workload. But wait, what about quantization? Because that's a word that gets thrown around constantly, and most explanations are terrible. Basically, quantization is the process of compressing model weights from 16-bit or 32-bit floating point numbers down to 4-bit or 8-bit integers, which shrinks the model size dramatically without destroying accuracy by much. A 70 billion parameter model in full precision needs something like 140 gigabytes of VRAM just to load, but a 4-bit quantized version of that same model can fit in around 40 gigabytes. Which means on a Mac Studio with 192 gigabytes of unified memory, you can actually run a model that rivals GPT-4 in quality sitting on your desk at home. And this is where Apple Silicon's memory ceiling becomes the real story. You can configure a Mac Studio to 192 gigabytes of unified memory. No other consumer machine on Earth offers that. Not a gaming PC, not a workstation laptop. Nothing in that price tier even comes close to that kind of accessible RAM for AI workloads. But here's where it gets wild. The neural engine, that dedicated block of silicon on every M-series chip, is being increasingly used by inference frameworks to offload certain operations. And while it started out mainly for things like Face ID and image processing, developers are now routing specific transformer operations through it to free up the GPU cores for the heavy lifting. The M4 chip Apple released in 2024 doubled down on this approach with a 38 trillion operations per second neural engine. That's not marketing fluff. That's a genuine architectural commitment to on-device inference at a time when everyone else was telling you to just pay for API access instead. Here's something that doesn't get said enough. Running models locally on Apple Silicon means zero latency from network round trips, zero cost per token, total privacy because nothing leaves your machine, and the ability to run fine-tuned or uncensored models that cloud providers would never host for you. Llama.cpp is the software backbone making most of this possible. It's an open-source inference engine written in C++ that was specifically optimized for running quantized models on CPUs and Apple Silicon GPUs, and its developer Georgy Jurganov basically built the bridge between open-weight models and consumer hardware almost single-handedly. The metal backend in Llama.cpp means the GPU cores on your M-series chip are actually doing real work during inference. It's not falling back to slow CPU-only processing. It's genuinely offloading matrix multiplications to the GPU, which is exactly the operation that dominates transformer inference at every layer. But the question worth asking is, why didn't Intel or AMD just do the same thing? Because unified memory architecture isn't a magical secret, it's a design choice. And the answer is that the x86 ecosystem is built around discrete components, because that's what the gaming and server markets demanded for decades before LLMs existed. Apple made a weird contrarian bet around 2019 and 2020 that tightly integrated everything onto one die, and the entire industry thought it was a strange move optimized for thin and light laptops. Nobody in the AI space realized it was accidentally building the perfect consumer inference machine several years before consumer inference was even a thing. NVIDIA is still the king for training. Absolutely. Nothing touches CUDA for training large models from scratch. The software ecosystem is too mature and the raw flop count is too high. But inference is a completely different workload, and inference is what 99% of people actually need when they want to run AI locally. Here's a stat that puts it in perspective. The cost to run 1 million tokens through GPT-4's API is around $5. And if you're a developer or power user running hundreds of queries a day, that adds up to serious money over a month. Whereas on local Apple Silicon hardware, your marginal cost per token is literally electricity. But here's where it gets wild. Smaller distilled models are getting so good that the quality gap between running a 14 billion parameter model locally and paying for a frontier API is narrowing every few months, which means the economic and privacy argument for local inference on Apple Silicon gets stronger with every new model release. Models like Phi 4 from Microsoft, Gemma 3 from Google, and Qwen 2.5 from Alibaba are all specifically designed to punch above their weight class in terms of quality per parameter, and all of them run beautifully on M-series chips because they were built with efficient inference on constrained hardware in mind from the start. The software tooling is maturing insanely fast. A year ago, setting up local LLM inference on a Mac required command line knowledge and a lot of patience. And now LM Studio has a GUI that feels like a proper application where you browse models, download them in one click, and start chatting within minutes of installation. There's also a very real argument for Apple Silicon and agentic workflows, scenarios where an AI model needs to make multiple sequential calls, reason step by step, or use tools, because the latency of local inference is consistent and predictable in a way that API calls over the internet simply aren't, especially when you're chaining dozens of steps together. Privacy is a use case that doesn't get enough credit here. Doctors, lawyers, therapists, journalists, anyone handling sensitive information can now run capable language models on a MacBook without a single word of their data touching an external server, which is a genuinely transformative capability that would have required enterprise-grade on-premise hardware just 2 years ago. The upcoming direction is multimodal local inference, vision language models that can analyze images and documents alongside text, and chips like the M4 Pro and M4 Max with their expanded neural engine capacity and memory bandwidth are already capable of running models like LLVA and mini CPMV at usable speeds on consumer hardware right now. Apple almost certainly didn't design Apple Silicon specifically to dominate local LLM inference. It was designed for video editing, photo processing, and making MacBooks thin enough to carry around comfortably. But the architectural decisions that made it great for those workloads accidentally made it perfect for the AI moment we're living through right now. The 3 things to take away. 1. Unified memory and high bandwidth are the real reason Apple Silicon wins at inference, not raw compute. 2. Local LLM tools like LM Studio and Ollama are now genuinely usable for everyday AI tasks. And 3. The cost, privacy, and latency advantages of running locally are compounding as model quality improves. If you're running local AI models on Apple Silicon right now, what's the biggest model you've managed to fit into your RAM and actually use daily? Drop it in the comments because I genuinely want to know what people are running. The first thing to understand about why Apple Silicon runs LLMs faster than expected is that the surface explanation is usually too simple. The real leverage is in the small, repeatable behavior underneath it, because that is what survives after motivation drops.